Yes, once again at the Reentry Connect podcast, here at Just Us Ideas Week here in Philadelphia. Got a special guest here. We're going to share some things. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people who you are.
Peace and love, y'all. I'm Bill Cobb, Philadelphia resident for over 50 plus years, former National Deputy Director of the American Civil Liberties Union, Campaign for Smart Justice, former board member of the Community Legal Services, Philadelphia Legal Assistance, and Community Legal Services.
Hey, was you a president too of the United States? They gave so many accolades.
I help presidents get elected.
Oh, you help them get elected. Okay. So you're into the politics. That's what's up. No doubt, man. No doubt. Here we are at the Just Us Ideas Week, man. And you can go ahead and share, some things about this event. What type of things did you hear about, and what type of things are you planning to get out of?
Well, I'm here to support the person who put the initiative together, who is the son of my mentor, Malik Aziz. Malik Aziz was a leader here in the city of Philadelphia who established the re-offering interests with the mayor's office, Moore, the first office, and many of us who are working in the space that we call criminal justice today are literally walking within the trail and the footprint or the wake of his leadership. So I'm just here to continue supporting people who have been driving change for decades here in the city of Philadelphia and across the globe.
Cool. So now let me ask you this. Are you formally incarcerated, or are you just in fact involved? Just spell something like that, or do you have family that's involved?
Yeah, so I served 6.5 years in prison for robbery, kidnapping, criminal conspiracy, violation of the Uniform Firearms Act from 1993 to 2000.
Wow.
And so I served time in Holmesburg prison for about 10 and a half months, and did the balance of my time at Graterford, Waynesburg, Kent Hill, Mahanoy, Mercer, and wherever else they sent my black ass.
So you, so you got a comedian too, man. You got so many accolades. But man, wow. So you spent all that time, man. So now let me ask you this. So when you did come home, because there's a lot of individuals probably watching right now that's probably about to come home, or at home now, to find that there is a struggle out here. So what type of advice could you give to them of an individual that's returned to society?
What I can tell you is my personal story, because the answer will always be personal, individual. For me, I made the decision that I would not engage in behavior that was detrimental to myself or no one else, no matter what the circumstances. So upon coming home, I experienced homelessness, I experienced not having money, and so all those things that would have led me to make a decision to sell drugs or to engage in detrimental behavior, I just decided to suffer. And during that time of suffering, opportunities availed themselves. Yes, because I chose not to go the most easy or the route that was going to give me outcomes that I didn't want in my life anymore.
Wow.
So what I say is, life's not fair. Life is what you make it, and my life's incredible, baby.
Yeah, and that's powerful, because you make a good point. A lot of people come out expecting to get things handed straight to them. They think things will come. They don't want to take their time. Sometimes we got to crawl before we can walk. I tell people all the time, I had to walk to work. I had to walk in the rain, walk in the snow. Like this, they had to go on for a very long time before I got my first 1999 Chevy Lumina. You see what I'm saying?
So it's a very difficult journey to being incarcerated and then coming home to neighborhoods and communities that have systemic problems for generations, and thinking that you're going to successfully navigate that. Just statistically, if you're born in poverty in America, only 7% of people who are born in poverty ever make it to the highest 20% of earnings in the world. And if you're black, only 2%, 2% make it to make 20 above the highest 20 percentile earnings. So it's unrealistic expectations based off of social media and what people are seeing, instead of them being engaged in their neighborhoods and communities where there are a plethora of opportunities to gain experience, insight, make a difference, and then be afforded an opportunity to change your personal life.
Absolutely. Wow. We really appreciate that. And if you could motivate or encourage somebody right now that's in a jail cell, that's in a halfway house or a recovery house, somebody may be laid out on the street probably looking at this video. If you could encourage them, give some words of encouragement, what would it be?
I would say that it's possible. Whatever you perceive, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're going through, it's possible. And I'm evidence. You're evidence. I know initially you had no clue whether or not I had any
Absolutely.
But I gave you this resume that's impeccable,
Yeah.
being a foundational leader in this space.
In this space.
But it started as a direct result of the time that I served in Pennsylvania jails and prisons.
Wow.
I worked with the Prison Society. I helped elect leaders all over the world who are now thinking about how we respond to crime in the world.
That is powerful, man. And it just shows that just because you have a past, that doesn't define your future.
You know what, but it can.
Yeah,
The past can define your future. So what I'll say is that there are 100 million people living with arrest and convictions. 100 million. There are about 240 million Americans.
Yeah.
And then if we take the relatives of each person who's been in conflict with the criminal justice system, we have the largest dormant army in the history of movement building and mankind.
Wow.
So no, I ain't ashamed of the things that I've done.
Yeah.
I ain't ashamed of the places in which I've been.
Okay.
They are a part of me.
Part of it.
And I am more American than anyone else in this country today as a direct result. So we can do whatever we want to do. We just have to make up our minds to do it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, without further ado, we appreciate that, man. Having you here on the Reach Connect podcast. I'm your host, Keenan Hudson. And good brother, could you share your name one more time for the people?
Bill Cobb, and it's a pleasure to meet you, brother.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thank you. All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace and love, y'all.
All right.